Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Today we're doing a house call. 2011 Jeep Patriot, 4-cylinder. And customer complaint is, she said it's been driving worse and worse. It's her work vehicle, but she said that she couldn't even drive it to my shop because it's in limp mode. It doesn't go over 10 miles an hour, so almost a beached whale. So we're here to diagnose it, see what's going on. She says if it's fixable, fix it. If not, her workplace might get her another vehicle. So let's see what's going on. Let's start with a full code scan and go from there. Okay, full code scan saved on the Think Tool Platinum S10. In the PCM, we have sensor 1 heater circuit high. That's kind of familiar. AC control circuit open. Bank 1 cam position circuit open. Bank 1 cam 2 position circuit open. And then this SRV short runner valve control circuit. So 5 codes in the PCM. These Jeeps are notorious for corroded grounds up front on the radiator support. We've seen this before. I think the other one was just setting a check engine light for an O2 sensor code, but those grounds were ready to fall off that stud, so it was going to have a lot more issues before we took care of the problem there. So I'm suspecting similar scenario here. Let's take a look at some wiring diagrams, see if these components are all tied together. Is there a common ground somewhere? And hopefully this one won't take too long. So I went straight to power and ground distribution. This is aftermarket diagrams because they're all organized on one page. And check this out. Camshaft 1-2 position solenoid, camshaft 1-1 position solenoid, AC compressor solenoid, oxygen 1-1 sensor, and the manifold flow valve are all tied together and are grounded at G104, right front of engine compartment. Now, let's see if, for example, the right front fog lamp, right front park turn lamp, let's see if the lights work, hood ajar switch, powertrain control module, and see if the problem is at G104, or is it, potentially it could be just one wire here or somewhere in here, but this leg is definitely missing a ground. So we need to find where G104 lives, do a visual inspection on it, and see if the other components are having any issues. So I found the location for G104, and it's under the right headlamp. I guess right there somewhere, maybe on the body rail. So let's take a visual inspection. Alright, let's take a look at these grounds. This one here, that's a fat cable. Doesn't look terrible, little green. These little wires, looks like no one's touched them before, but again, suspected area. And right down here, there it is. Broken wire. How long did that take to diagnose? Reading trouble codes, looking at a wiring diagram, and going directly for the issue. Now it looks like someone already might have bypassed this at some point. Do a little tug test, but I'm sure all the wires here are not happy, so we're gonna have to redo all this and then clear all the codes, see how the vehicle runs. So see, this is what happens when you kind of half-ass a repair. Someone already bypassed the ground for the headlight. See, they just cut it off, strung this wire, and just kind of put it there. Well, that fixes 1 out of 8 wires. You have to do all of them if you're going to repair ground, because they're all in the same corroded state. So let me call up the vehicle owner, give him an estimate on this repair. They probably want me to redo these as well. It's a little time consuming, but it needs to be done for reliability. So let me give him a call. So customer approved the repair. We're going to redo this mess, and I'm thinking all these small wires, they're looking pretty bad. I'll leave this one alone. This one still looks intact. The fatter wires there. So let's get to it. Alright, so the only thing holding this eyelet on is a couple strands on the fatter wires. All the other wires just fell right out of it. Classic. So there's that. And on this side, the one with the smaller wires, all the smaller wires are detached. And again, it's just a puss sack of corrosion. Like, it's ridiculous. So lasts about 10 years, right out of warranty, and then you get this classic Chrysler product. Alright, so I got all the wires cleaned off, stripped back with deoxit. They look nice and shiny. So we're going to use 2 eyelets here. Fat ones in one eyelet, all the skinny ones in another eyelet. I have a piece of shrink wrap here. So I want to use the bench top soldering iron. I'm powering it up off my inverter. I want it hot. 600 degrees, not 400. So we want to melt the solder through here. And then use a shrink wrap to reinforce this connection. And then maybe put some dielectric grease around it to prevent further corrosion. I'll also grease this one. And then we'll repeat on this side. Hopefully this should all be wrapped up. Now let's see how the Hakko performs here. Tin the wire a little bit. Okay, the solder is flowing pretty nicely through the whole joint. Just keep melting it in there. So that's what a good joint looks like. Everything is nice and fused. So now we can put the shrink wrap over that and it should be sealed. Look at that beautiful crimped, soldered, shrink wrapped. Those grounds are better than factory, guaranteed. So looking pretty good. Solid. Okay, so on this side we're going to use 3 eyelets. Crimped. I got the shrink wrap on there. Hakko's heating up. So this, for a lot of heat transfer, nothing beats a benchtop version of the soldering iron, so that's why I brought that along. And it's handy to have an inverter in your work truck so you don't have to worry about finding an outlet. So let me get these soldered up. You won't be able to see because my hand's in the way. Okay, that one's good. Let's try this little one. Okay. Now let me finish that up and we'll bolt it up and see if it has any other issues. Well, the grounds are done, but I noticed that the belt was really loose. Does everything spin? Uh-oh. Oh. Is the alternator seized up? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting here. I have to figure that out. Several problems. Well, this isn't going to work. Did someone chew right through that? It looks like rodent damage. It doesn't look like it snapped, I don't think. Bill's going up for that. Battery's connected. Let's check all the lights. Low beam, high beam. Let's see, how do you turn on the fog light here? Pull that out. Yes. Excellent. And full code scan. So in the BCM, we just have stored codes for the headlights. No problem. ABS has stored codes for right rear tone wheel performance. Doesn't matter. And low tire pressure. So we'll clear all these out. I'm sure the ABS codes will come back. So you need a new serpentine belt when we got to top off the coolant and then take this thing for a test drive to verify the repair. So we'll be right back.